Welcome back to the Morristown Market Report. I'm Amy Schrader with Remax Real Estate 10.
And I'm Kim Swan with Union Home Mortgage.
And we are on location today at East Tennessee Diamond, located here in downtown Morristown. So welcome. Thank you for letting us come out. Can you introduce yourself to everyone and let them know a little bit about your company?
Okay, so I am Erica Harville Good. I am a third generation employee at East Tennessee Diamond. My grandfather started the business in 1978.
Wow.
So we are actually celebrating 45 years. My dad now owns the company, Chris. And like I said, we've been in business 45 years. We've always been located on Main Street. It's kind of a fun fact. We started in the SunTrust Bank building on the third floor.
I thought that's where you were.
Yep, so we started there on the third floor. My grandfather started with a box of diamonds, and then he had a case, and then the case grew into 3 or 4 cases, and then it grew into needing a bigger space. So we moved to the corner of Henry and Main Street, where the old Hampton Bank building is. And we were there until, I believe, 1988. And in 1988, Carson Newman was selling this building, and so my grandfather purchased it from Carson Newman. So we've been here ever since.
Good deal. All right, so it sounds like you have a very good history. What made your grandfather want to get into the jewelry business?
So he actually was in the monument business.
Okay.
He and my grandmother lived in Washington, D.C. My grandmother was a secretary to a general in the Pentagon. She decided she wanted to move back home. She's from Granger County.
Gotcha.
Wanted to come back home. He worked at Starkey's.
Okay.
Yeah, in the jewelry department, and he was a manager there. And my grandmother just really urged him to begin his own business. He had the know-how, he had, the contacts, and so that's how that started.
He just had to have a woman to push him.
Oh, yes.
All right, so obviously you sell diamonds, you sell other jewelry. What are some things that you may offer here that people wouldn't think that you offer?
So aside from the jewelry and jewelry repair, because we do have an in-house jeweler, and he's fantastic. So we don't send anything out to be repaired. We also have an awards and engraving department. The majority of people don't know that. We have a full-time employee. Her name is Jenna, and we've got a rotary engraver, a laser engraver, and a fiber optic laser engraver. So we invest back into our business. So at the end of the year, we look at ways that we can improve for the next year. So the fiber optic laser was what we purchased last year, and it allows us to engrave pictures and really nice clean engraving on knives. We've not done a whole lot of guns yet with it, but you're supposed to be able to do guns and like rocks and things that you wouldn't think about. We have been able to do leather, wood, acrylic, glass, any kind of metal. I want to think maybe she did some marble, and we also stock a lot of these options. So we do trophies and awards, so sports, academics, special achievements with companies. We have several employee recognition programs that we run for instance, Tuftwork. And we do a lot of the engraving. I think today we engraved something for another big factory in the West End Industrial Park. So we're able to do that here on location, and Jenna's willing to try anything. So it's been really nice. She typically tries very hard to get things done, and today it was in an hour. That's not standard, but we usually try 2 to 3 business days, except at the end of the school year, and that is absolutely crazy.
I'm sure.
So,
I'm sure.
really the biggest thing that people, I think, don't think about with East Tennessee Diamond is that we're affordable. I mean, I think they think we're boutique and not a family-owned, third generation, we're affordable. If you'll check prices in the mall or in Knoxville or, even here in town, you'll find that our prices are much better. You're going to get the price, you're going to get the service, you're going to get the friendly family, atmosphere, and you become a part of our family. I have really enjoyed being able to see people that my grandfather dealt with, and then my dad's dealt with their children, and now I'm, with grandchildren and great-grandchildren, and to hear the stories that I hear about their first purchase. Their mom bought their ring, so now that, they want to keep that tradition alive.
That's awesome. That is awesome. All right, so if somebody has, if there's a company that wants to do some employee recognition, you said about 2 to 3 business days for those types of things.
Typically, unless we need to order something, so like today it was a clock. We had the clock in stock. We engraved a plate for the clock, and it was done in an hour.
Gotcha.
If it's something that we have to order, then it does take a little longer, but our stock room is fully stocked. So if we need something quick, we do have some options, and you can go upstairs and take a look. It is on our 2nd floor. Most people don't know that we have a 2nd floor, and
that's true of a lot of the downtown businesses. People
yes.
don't realize there's a 2nd story to it.
Yeah. So, but we try to keep something nice in stock all the time.
Okay. All right. So besides diamonds, what other types of jewelry do you say you specialize in?
So we sell a really good amount of pearl jewelry. We do freshwater and Akoya. Lots of weddings, lots of engagements, lots of graduations. The girls were just saying this is our colored stone case, and it is packed full right now. So we are really trying to get a good selection, a good variety of colored stone for everybody. We've got Gabriel and Company, which actually is the #2 leading designer in the U.S. here in Morristown, and they do engagement rings. They do a lot of fashion as well, but what sells well for us is going to be the engagement rings and their sterling silver line, which is really fun. We just recently put a company in called Anaya Hay, which is a great line, price points at say $100 and less, and they're fashion forward. So we're always looking for what the next big thing is, and I think we've been able to do that.
So it's kind of like clothes fashion.
Yes.
You have jewelry fashion, and you're
Right.
always trying to stay a step
Right.
ahead.
But in the same aspect, we want to stay true to what started us, and that's that engagement ring, pearls, watches, the basis of a jewelry store instead of branching out.
Right.
So.
Okay. All right. So is there anything about East Tennessee Diamond that you feel like we need to know that we've not talked about?
My staff is absolutely wonderful. They are so friendly and very knowledgeable. My dad always says we have the best prices, best quality, best service, around. And I think that that's important that people know that's what East Tennessee Diamond stands for. That's what, we strive for. That's why we've been in business for 45 years.
Definitely. Yeah. If you don't take care of your customers, they're not going to keep coming back.
Exactly.
That's for sure.
Yes.
So.
I've had a ring repaired here. It's beautiful, and I've got a watch for my stepson when he graduated college. So yeah, my dad some earrings for my mom. So yeah, I love it here. So, thank you.
She is like the fashion diva.
I like my jewelry now. Like I keep looking at these bracelets. So.
Yeah, I told you people watch
I know.
All right, so the last question I have for you is something that we ask everyone that comes on here with us, and that is if you could go back in time and give your 20-year-old self one piece of advice, what would that be?
Don't sweat the small stuff and just know that there's always going to be something better. So don't settle. That would be it.
That's very good advice, especially for young women, I think. In today's world, don't settle. There's a lot of fish in the sea. Don't take the only one that comes to you. All right, well, thank you again so much for letting us come in here. Again, we're at East Tennessee Diamond in downtown, so be sure to come by for all your jewelry needs. And if you need engraving or anything like that done, they can help you out here too.